I wasn't gonna send it.
That shit was funny.
Whatever y'all like.
That shit was funny as hell, man.
Live on Just Hilarious?
Is it live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She was out the bus. She was at the car twerking by her car, and the bus came past and like just barely missed her, but clipped the door and bent the door back. I'm like twerking for to get y'all ass killed out here. Y'all is tripping.
She too old for the whole jazz.
She pushing 30 now.
Oh,
she just started.
Well, she look old as hell.
I think. Yeah, she like.
No, she ain't never just 30.
I saw she like 29. I think. I could be wrong, but I listened to her talk about that on her podcast. Pull up the video, Will. It's on YouTube.
I seen it. She 29.
What you said? But
bro, that was one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about. I wasn't gonna send y'all the video. I was just gonna say, think about more stories of stupidity, and that was gonna be my story. Like,
hey, before we all get on, right? When a person, I was talking to Jay every day about this. When a person always say, "I'm misunderstood," like, man, I'm just so misunderstood. Nobody really gets me. But then they actions, right? What they say they misunderstood for is because you did some bad shit or some shit that's like some fucked up shit. But then you say, I'm misunderstood. So it's like, oh, so we misunderstood your badass behavior or your neglect behavior or whatever like that?
I think that's lack of accountability.
Yeah, and where I get it from is, L&E Chopper was on the Breakfast Club. I know we refer to the Breakfast Club because I listen to that shit like every day. He was saying that, you know, him and his mama was always getting on him because she was sending him to like basketball camps and all this stuff, but he was doing like bad shit and just doing shit when she was trying to, you know, spending bread to make him do the good shit, like trying to keep him occupied. But then he was saying, I was just misunderstood. But I'm like, what you was misunderstood doing? Bad shit? Like, what do people mean when they say, I'm misunderstood? You misunderstood doing what?
That's a good question. Because I only hear people, the only people I hear say that are the people that don't have accountability.
Oh.
Primarily. I ain't going to say only. Primarily the people that say that are people that don't have accountability, that don't want to be accountable for their actions. Like, I'm sitting here talking about it. I'm really trying to understand it.
Like what people mean when they say, because I was just thinking about it. I'm like, I've thought about it before, and I'm like, what the fuck do people always mean they misunderstood? But then it's always after some fucked up behavior that they did. Or it's like like you say, a lack of accountability from something that they did instead of saying, that was wrong, I was wrong. It was like, man, I'm just so misunderstood. What do you mean? You misunderstood.
Because you said his mom. I didn't listen to this interview.
I know. I'm just saying because he said he came up in like a cool household. He had his mom and his daddy. His mom and them was paying for him to go to basketball camps, football camps. He said he was good at sports and stuff too. He lived in Memphis. He was going to football camps, but he was study doing like bad shit. He was out in the streets. He was always with his friends. He was always doing like bad and negative shit. He said, and he was like, I was just misunderstood. But then I just took the misunderstood. Like, bro, you had all that good shit going for you. So what was that kind of to be misunderstood? I don't get what the misunderstood came from. Like, when people say that, too, it always dawned on me, like, what the fuck is misunderstood? What are you misunderstood about?
So, he didn't explain that?
No, he didn't. But nobody never explained when they say they misunderstood.
Did they ask him what did he mean?
Nah. It's just, I just wanted to know. Get Jay everyday answer, too. Like, what do you understand when people say they misunderstood?
No, I mean, normally that's from them hoes. You know what I'm saying? They come out of them hoes' mouth, like, you know, I'm misunderstood. But in this situation, you say it's L&E Chopper. Yeah, is it?
He'll like, and you listen to his interviews and stuff like that. He like 19, but he like he going on like 35, 36. Yeah, if you listen to him talk. Yeah. For real.
Oh, okay. You saying he has like that type of wisdom?
Oh, yeah, he has that type of wisdom. Like, annoying his surroundings. Like, he cut off a lot of people in his life. He's doing better. He stopped all his drinking, lean, and stuff like that. He's doing better. And like, if you listen to him talk, like, and I listen to him on a couple of podcasts that I listen to, because you know he had an album drop, so he's going through his thing promoting his album, or whatever. So they're talking to him, and I didn't heard him talk before anyway. I didn't heard him come across social media, and I heard him talk. But I'm just going back on the younger stuff when he said he's misunderstood. I'm trying to get like, and I think Spacer said it like correctly. Like, it's just that you ain't holding accountability for yourself. You just talking about you misunderstood.
Well, maybe I can only speculate. Maybe he's just saying he was misunderstood because you know, as a teenager, a lot of stuff that you're doing, you know what I'm saying, as a teenager, you probably was just doing teenage shit a lot of times.
But it's still bad, though.
I mean, I'm not the one to, you know what I'm saying, say if it's bad or not, but what I'm saying is that as teenagers, you kind of feel misunderstood, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so all the bad shit I did when I was a teenager, I was just misunderstood. I wasn't bad. I was just misunderstood. Like when I threw them firecrackers out the back of the house, I was just misunderstood. That wasn't no bad shit.
I mean, you just admitted it right now as a, you know what I'm saying? Right, but you just coming around admitting it. You know what I'm saying?
I was misunderstood. Fuck that. I'm taking that shit back. I wasn't bad. I was misunderstood. Because didn't nobody understand me. I was misunderstood. No, fuck that. That was some bad shit, bro. Ain't no misunderstood. It was bad.
Was it bad or it just wasn't you using your brain? I don't know.
It's all of them. It wasn't me using my brain. It wasn't knowing the consequences behind my actions of doing what I was doing. Right. When you should have been like they say on the firecracker packages, you should be 18 or older, not doing this shit, not lighting this shit in the house. You should use common sense and not using your stove to light this shit, but throw out your back kitchen window on a hot July day. It's the motherfucking leaves your clothes and show somebody else back porch.
I mean, I get all that, but I think as teenagers though, teenagers go through a rough time in life. If he's 19, he's still a teenager.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the things that he probably did prior to that, he was even younger. So, you know, nobody really knows the minds of teenagers like that. Teenagers do. Not to make excuses for them, but teenagers just do shit.
Do dumb shit.
Yeah, it can be dumb, but they just do shit in general. Like, they just do shit.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I did some shit and I was like, why the fuck did I do that?
Right. I mean, you know, it takes some time to, you know, go back as you get older and it takes some time to like, okay, why did I do that or whatever? Yeah, it was just dumb or whatever. Mm-hmm. And maybe he misunderstood himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could misunderstand yourself. You don't know where you are. You know, you don't know what space you are. I mean, I get holding everybody accountable for what they're doing. But, you know what I'm saying? We don't know the journeys and stuff that people go through life. You see what I'm saying? Things may happen to people where they act out. You know what I mean? And no, they don't have any outlet to talk to anybody else. So they just acting out.
Yeah.
You know?
But still, misunderstood is like a cop-out.
Well, that's when you're gonna have to ask next time if you always ran across that. Next time you run across that, you're gonna have to get to the nitty gritty with that person.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? With that person, what do you mean by misunderstood? Yeah. Because misunderstood doesn't necessarily mean somebody's always doing bad. They may make bad choices. You know what I'm saying? Because bad choices doesn't equate to being bad. Or you know what I'm saying? It's just a bad choice.
Pull it back that onion. I get you now. I'm understanding it now. I'm understanding it more. Because like you say, you making bad choices. You misunderstood because you made this choice when everybody else wanted you to make this choice.
Yeah.
Do you think it could be something like an identity crisis kind of thing?
They could be definitely going through that. Plus, he's in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? You don't know whatever else, you know, him being young in the music industry, he's taking on a lot of other things that average teenagers wouldn't be taking on. You see what I'm saying?
This whole family now. He the breadwinner.
Right. The breadwinner, he's getting thrown with, you know, I mean, you get drugs and stuff as a teenager, but now it's really out there. You know what I'm saying? They just giving it to him like it's nothing. They throwing the women in his face. You know what I mean? He's probably dealing with older women now. All of a sudden, I mean, it's just so much other things, you know, in play. That's why I think you can be misunderstood. You know.
I think.
Are you saying I can smoke a bag of that?
You can smoke a bag of that? Man, I got 2 bags for sale.
No, I think now that I'm thinking about it more, I think it's a matter of, it could be a matter of some like you said, his mom was putting him in sports activities and all that stuff, right? But what if it was a matter of him not explaining to them that that's not what he wanted to do? You know what I mean?
That's true too. Because then you're wasting my money. Because we could just be putting you in this. Like, I'm a firm believer in I'm gonna get what you need to be done. But once you say you want to do this and I start putting my money behind it, ain't no you changing your mind, bro. We not rich around here, B. I'm a hardworking young man. I can't be just fronting your shit every time you change your mind. No, we're not on that.
Right.
And I know you're gonna be the same. You got a couple babies. You feel me? You're not gonna be. You're gonna push them in the right directions of what they want to go.
Like that?
No, I'm just saying he got a few babies.
I got 3 children.
Yeah, he got 3 children, but I want to put, you know how we want to be private.
I got 3 of them things.
We try to put enough out there, you know.
All by my wife. I got one wife.
He's one of them black men that's married.
We just got to clarify that, you know what I'm saying? Because I
got like 4 baby mamas with 3 kids.
Yeah, nah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got none of that, man.
But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, you can't be fronting all a kid every time you want to make up his mind. Like, he want to be a pineapple one day. He want to be a stop sign the next day. He want to be a police officer. He want to be a football player. That nigga's definitely misunderstood. That's what I'm saying.
He's going to have to talk to somebody. Nigga want to be a pineapple.
He want to be a giraffe. He want to be a goddamn dinosaur. All right. But you...
I hope this is Halloween outfits. Like this.
But what I'm just trying to say is, though, you can't keep, like, fronting all... Unless you're rich, you can front all that shit. But we're not rich. We're hard-working, everyday men. So I'm going to need you to make up your mind, B. Yeah. And we don't get the choices that you get.
Well, just make them stick with it for a little while until you see. Until you hear for, you know what I'm saying, maybe a year or whatever, until you be like, you're not really that good at that. So yeah, we're gonna switch it up. You did, you know, because it's especially like a lot of times parents put their kids through like music and stuff like that, playing the piano or playing the saxophone or trombone, whatever, and you know those children really don't be feeling it. You know, so you know those musical instruments, especially like if you get like any brass instrument, those things are expensive.
Yes, it is.
You know, so
and those lessons are expensive too.
Those lessons are expensive. So, you know, but a child really don't know. Like children are like these women out here, but they whimsical. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I thought he would have hit her with a signature. He ain't do it though. I thought he would have hit her with a signature.
But you know what I'm saying? The feelings and stuff and emotions and everything. You know, one thing they want. You know, something, and then the next is something else.
Hey,
you know,
boy, they gonna get mad, but you ain't lying, B.
I mean, I'm just keeping it honest. If a woman
change
kept
their mind so much about what they wanted, like, cause what I always say, men do. I forgot how I put it. Damn, I forgot how I put it. It was on the podcast too. We said it too. Oh, yeah, go ahead and start it, because I don't know.
Welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. It's your man, Spaces.
This your boy, Mark.
It's Soundman Dave.
It's Jay every day.
Fellas,
what's going on? What's going on, man? How's y'all week, man?
Man, excellent, man. Blessed.
What about you?
Think about that shit.
Still think about
yeah, I'm blessed. Man.
Hey, boy, real quick, man. Shout out to the homie Maul over here, man. Happy birthday to him.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas one step closer to God, you know, as I like to put it. You know what I'm saying? That mean they getting older, boy.
Hey, boy. And people always say that. And they shit right around the corner. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. Well, we all in the same boat. Just a couple months here, a couple months there.
Hey, you gonna meet him before I do, boy. Let me know how it is up there, boy. Send something down. Let me know, boy. A peace officer or something. Pigeon or something. Yeah, damn it, the dove.
Man, how was y'all weeks though? How was the weeks this week?
Man, I start this class I have to take for my business. I started this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Class was
online or personal?
In person.
How make the sound? So you gonna be right here driving a boat?
What? You drive a spaceship like you?
No, I was just bullshit. I just threw that out there. It's an inside joke though. Nobody else knows about. You don't know about this.
I don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion at all, so I
thought that's your favorite female rapper.
Heck no.
Oh, my bad.
You got a favorite female rapper?
You like all backpack rappers?
No, I don't.
You like Doja Cat?
Ooh, he like the girl, Sweetie. That's
Sweetie.
His favorite.
Yeah, he do be bringing up Sweetie.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. But no, that's good though. That's dope. I like to see that. Like, I always see us doing good, and I'll get more excited, I think, for good news that's coming from y'all than even I have good news for myself. I like to see that shit.
I'm not the only person that feel like that. Like, I love seeing my people come up, bro.
Bro, ask him. When I hit Jay every day, I think before he even hit everybody, like, bro, what's up, man? I ain't heard no texts from you. He was like, I got it. Bro, I went to our old job and told everybody we meeting for cigars. Let me celebrate. Ask him. I come up and pull up that old job. I come walking around and tell everybody because I was so excited. I was more excited, I think, for him than I was for myself.
Yeah. I'll be straight up. If the one way to definitely straight up see me cry, let me find out somebody got a business started. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna start crying?
I get emotional from my people being successful, bro.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, so you do?
For real, being successful, growing up, getting better.
Yeah, but let other people say it though. Black people don't stick together though. You gotta drop a bomb or something like that. You gotta put some.
Hey, Will, drop one of the motherfucking clues bomb for us and over there.
I don't have a cue. I was not.
Where's Sound Man Dave, man? He ain't never doing no goddamn sound. Nigga just ain't here. Shit. Here we go.
But that's a question I want to ask you guys. Let's just drive right into that.
Okay.
I was in the barbershop Saturday. And we're going on, you know how men get in the barbershop. We started talking. Even the barber had said, man, look, I got to cut hair, bro. I ain't going to talk about the shit with y'all no more because I'm not cutting hair. And there's a lot of people up there. But we were sitting up there talking, and one of them came across and said, like, you know, us as black people, we don't stick together. And I always wanted to ask this question because a lot of people always say, like, you hear a lot of celebrities say, oh, black people don't stick together. I go get money with the white folks and all this and that. And I just want to get y'all thoughts. And our producer, you know, Will back there, he going to chime in on this too. And I just want to get every black man thought up in here, you know, about that. Because we as all black. This is a black network. It's a black show. Mm-hmm. We're in a black house. We're in a black, you know, studio. We're in a black everything. All black everything. You feel me? Yeah. Spaces got on all black. You know, I just want to get y'all thoughts. And I'll kind of go last.
Yeah, you go last. You ask the questions.
Yeah, ask the question. I'm going to let you every day hit them first, too, because sometimes you go last a lot, dude.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do I think black people stick together is the question?
Yeah. The question is, yeah, do black people or don't black people always stick together? They don't stick together. And that's like, why? Do you think so, and why? Why you think not? If you think not.
Yeah, I think black people, I mean, it's kind of yes and no. Black people stick together, but, you know, it's a lot of tribalism, meaning, you know what I'm saying, just different. Black people are like, so there's so many segments of groups of different things that black people got going on. Yeah. And not to say other groups don't have it, but, you know, just black people, to me, like you got all these fraternities, and then you got all these, you know, fraternities, sororities. You got niggas who's Masons. You got Eastern Stars. I don't know. It's just so much, you know, different groups that just kind of separate us instead of us all being on code. Like I always say, you know, even if you know somebody's in a different group or whatever as you. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody, why did you calling me? Sorry about that, people. But even if, you know, you happen to be in a different group as another person, I think another person in the same, I guess, racial classification, I think there should be some type of honor and code amongst yourselves that, you know, that you're not going to do certain things, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, I think it's just difficult to answer, man, but I don't know really what to say. Because I do feel like black people do stick together to a certain degree. Like, not always, you know what I'm saying? Not because I think the media portrays us, you know, I guess shooting each other and so on and so forth. But, you know, and that to me, that's on a larger scale. But on a smaller scale, I think we do support each other. We try to, like right now, I'm not sure, you got the black on headband thing on. I got some black on cologne on, you know what I'm saying? Like I try to support black business when I can.
The black on hoodie on the first episode.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, we try to get in what we can. The truth of the matter is, though, is like, you know, we're in a white dominant society, so you're gonna still have to fuck with them white people regardless. At the end of the day, you see, you still gonna have to deal with them. So it's not like you dealing with somebody outside of your race is like a setback for your people. You know, I think a lot of times we look at it like that, like dealing with somebody outside the race, you know what I'm saying? On the business level, it's a setback against black people.
But you're going to have to do that, though. You're going to have to do that because we wasn't taught everything. So you're going to have to go out there to get some of the information to bring it back to us. Right. And then vice versa. It might be some white folks that's fucking with us to get some of our information on how we do some things and taking it back to their culture. You're going to still piggyback off each other cultures, penetrate each other cultures to get some information to bring it back to your own. Mm-hmm. So, but we just talking about, because like a lot of people gonna sit up there and want to say, oh, white people do this. You don't see, all white people don't stick together. All all races don't stick together. But I'm not trying to go and give my answer. I just want to say we're talking about black people right now. So the other our listeners can look, man, we're talking about black right now. We're not talking about other race.
So when it comes to like, to me, in my observation is when I see white people, they all have their collective, like they different groups, like you know what I'm saying. So you'll have the Polish sticking with the Polish and so on and so forth. But to me, they all get on code when there's things that's dealing with. I'm just saying, black people. They get on code when you know what I'm saying. When there's things dealing with black people, it's like collectively we all white. Yeah. Right, but you know, individually, I'm Polish, I'm Irish, I'm German, I'm such and such, right? And so they know how to split up and argue and bicker amongst themselves. And when it's time to come together, you know what I'm saying? They come together like Voltron, right? They form, right? They all together, right? But I think our problem is that you know, you could be you know so-called African American or Nigerian or somebody from the Caribbean, and be within your own group. Like that, but then we don't know how to come together, you know what I'm saying, and collectively join together when there's some things that benefit us. It's like nigga, I'm LGBT. You know what I'm saying? So you only dealing with LGBT shit.
You black first, bro.
But you black first, right? When you came out the womb, you know what I'm saying? Your parents knew that you was gonna. If you had a black mother and a black father, we knew we was gonna have a black child. We didn't know the nigga was gonna be gay. You see what I'm saying? Like you didn't know you was gonna be gay. Yeah. Right? So. I just feel like as black people, when it comes to things that's going to help us collectively, we need to just join together. But so again, I think it's just it's a yes and no, like we do, but then a lot of times we don't.
Okay. Where will go? Then you come back over here.
All right, I'll make it quick. I agree with you, JV. For the most part, it's like everybody else when it come down to it. They together, they white, you know what I'm saying? But then they get together, then they go down to their own subsections. But with black people, the only thing I disagree with what you said when you brought the rest of the world blackness into it. As people, African Americans, we are our own culture. Absolutely. That's why, like when people ask, what I prefer, just call me black. We ain't got no. I can't trace nothing back to Africa. Not to say I'm not from there, but I can't trace nothing back to Africa. I can't go over there and survive right now. Yeah. I can't. I can. That's this like to me. It's a foreign country. Let's keep it a buck. Yeah. Any one of them countries over there, it's foreign. Mm-hmm. So, but then the Polish or the Irish, they can go back to Poland, and their grandma knows somebody who used to live at the end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they can go back to those cultural norms. So like I try to, unfortunately, I guess put us in a bubble as black people. That's, to me, that's what it is, right? Yeah. So, and it's weird because, like you said, in every other culture, they get on code. Boom, they together. But every time it's some weird racist stuff, and you think all black people be on there, we all know it's gonna be one. It's gonna be one dude. He deserved it. Where did you come from? You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that that's automatically gonna help separate us.
Let me tell you, like the one person, and I get what you're saying with the, you know what I'm saying. Just call me black. I'm with that too, and I'm a person who got Africa tattooed on my arm. You know what I'm saying? But as I've gained more knowledge about certain things, like I understand like that slave trade. You know what I'm saying? It couldn't have happened the way that it happened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But even with that one person to me is always somebody from either Africa or the Caribbean that don't want to stand in. You know what I'm saying? You do have your own, I guess, quote-unquote, coons that's from the United States. Mm-hmm. But it's always, if you look into the background, like if you talk about like Kamala Harris or something like that, okay, well, her background, her father is Jamaican and her mother is like Indian, but you know what I'm saying? But she's categorized as black or African American. Mm-hmm. So really, it's like real confusing. And that's what it kind of goes back into the racial classification thing we was talking about on the census. Is like, the way they make things now is just so confusing that you don't know what the fuck you want to check. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and if you see somebody, they look just black. You know what I mean? Like they can look black.
To me, they always say if you can't explain it to a child, you don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Wait, say it again.
If you can't explain it to a child, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's a good one. Right there.
That's basic knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, to me, it's the eye test. Fuck what you talking about. If I look at you and say, oh, he's black, I can connect with you somewhere. That's what the fuck you are. Right. To a certain extent. So you get the Afro-Latinos, Latinx, they come over here, bro, and I see you, right? And I can see you might be of some type of Hispanic descent, but off top, just off the eye test.
Yeah.
You look black.
Yeah.
I don't know how they don't put themselves in that category. I understand why they don't want to.
Yeah.
But how do you not?
Yeah.
Like,
I said everybody want to be black,
Yeah.
so it's time to be black. Everybody want to be black, so it's really time to be black.
Tell the police or something.
Yeah,
Or it's
when
time
they
to get that
behind
loan.
you,
look,
identify
man,
as white.
if they could still legally lynch us today, all of them will be subject to lynching. So, fuck out of here.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
The way I look at it, it's similar to the eye test, right? The way I look at it is either would you be a slave or could you own a slave?
Mm-hmm.
If slavery were to happen again, would you be a slave or could you own one?
Well,
I'll be in the field, though.
what would you say about those? They would say a lot of black people own slaves, a lot of Native Americans own slaves. What would you say about
Oh,
that?
those are facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
So
it's just like it's similar to what you were saying with that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's like they go along with it. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see it. Like as far as the masses, because there were black people that weren't white, didn't have a white skin color, that owned slaves, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's a whole story behind that too. But
it's a rabbit hole, like when you talk about these things.
But see, what when he was talking about, like the racial classification and how different people, when, for instance, when the looting was happening here in Chicago, when the things started going towards Little Village.
You ain't partaking none of that.
No.
You ain't in the festivities.
No.
Oh, all right.
When things started going towards Little Village,
That was an uprising, by the way.
right? Like they was like, no, you're not about to come over here and mess up what we built. You know what I'm saying? Mess up our neighborhood. But on any other day, they partake in black culture.
No, they were out there in the uprisings tearing, in the looting, tearing shit up.
But
I was out there looking, and I said, "Oh."
Just so I can be.
I was out there looking. I was like, "Oh, half these motherfuckers out here ain't even black. These is Hispanics and white folks doing this shit."
Yeah.
But you
like serious.
Like you just said, they were out there tearing up shit in other people's neighborhoods. That's because we don't own shit in our neighborhoods. All that store we don't own, that Madison we don't own, what we was tearing up, Walgreens we don't own. We don't own none of that shit. But when we go over there, they own the tire shop. They own a little bakery. They own a little taco stand. They own a little taco joint. All of them work at all those little things in their malls. They work in all that shit. So, of course, you're going to protect them shit if you own some of the shit over there.
And I don't blame
Keep it a
them. I don't
buck
blame them, by
though.
the way.
Wasn't nobody really going through Little Village like that. Like all that nigga, they ain't got shit in the motherfucker. I've been through Little Village a plenty of time, nigga. Like it's 18 fucking taco restaurants. No disrespect. All I'm saying is wasn't shit to be stealing on 26th or none of that. No way. Ain't nothing over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably had like a random, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like what the fuck y'all got over here that motherfuckers got, they gonna steal. What is it? Can any of y'all name me something on Little Village that in Little Village on the main drag on 22nd or 26th Street, anything?
Yeah, the Mexican Jordans. You know they got their own Jordans. Man. They got their own J's.
They can have
The
them.
ones the Reds take hat on?
Yeah.
They got them.
They can have them motherfuckers.
They can have them.
No, I just think like when Will was talking about Africa, right?
Yeah.
And he said he can't trace his lineage back to Africa. But I also think about when Americans try to go to Africa and how they think less of us, or they have a certain thought process of us, even though we're technically of the same, although we still fall under the eye test, right?
I think their problem with us is that black Americans get shit popping. I don't care where it is in the you know what I'm saying, in the world. Like, you had black Americans go over to Ghana and they got killed after they was getting shit popping. Now, you think a whole continent of Africa, all these black people over here, you know what I'm saying, and you have to come over to America to get things, you know what I'm saying, to get, your become a doctor or whatever it is that you're trying to come over here and do. And it's all you guys over there. You got all the resources that you need right there and on that continent. And you guys can't pull together and get shit popping on your own continent. But then, you want to down and talk down. I mean, this is definitely the turn from what your original.
No, I was waiting.
Yeah,
This is good though.
But it's just like, I don't know. All the other groups tend to look down on Black Americans. You see what I'm saying? They just look down on us. But you know, when you go back to their home country ain't popping like that. You know, they living in squalor. No, I mean, and that's no disrespect, but why don't you get your own shit popping first?
You feel him with this Trump shit?
What? Oh, no, I ain't gonna. Hey, we showing our face. I ain't gonna really do that right now. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, well, I say that shit. What Trump say? What he said?
Don't do it. No, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Trump he say Puerto Ricans the worst kind of Mexicans. That motherfucker is hilarious. I don't agree with it, but the shit was funny. You can't, hey, what? Bring Trump back, boy. He was funny as hell. This on some comedian type shit. Just hilarious. Yeah. He was shooting the
paper towels.
That's stuff. And the funny part is, like, y'all niggas voted for him. At 35%, like, niggas wasn't voting for him. Like, you did. Like, I wasn't voting for him, but shit was just funny, bro. I'm sorry. They voted for that nigga to tell them that.
So at least you knew what Trump was, though. Too. I don't mean to keep going on this conversation.
Yeah.
But people always say, "Oh, Biden is better than Trump." No, like how? Biden is undercover, like what he is or what he want to do. Trump is right here in your face. Everything he want to do, he gonna tell you, "Look, bro, I'm gonna do this for my people. I'm gonna steady do this for my people. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing this for my people, and I'm gonna keep doing this for my people."
And Biden had that 94 crime bill.
That's a fact.
And a lot of times,
so, yeah, we gonna go down the road.
I'm gonna say this though, but a lot of times they say as people get older, you know what I'm saying, your mindset it don't really change, right? You just kind of stay in your own that same mindset. So if he had a 94 crime bill, he already displayed and told you what he felt about black people. So what do you think? How you think it's gonna get better?
I mean, it sounds like I said, lock their ass up, lock her up. He hit you with that, dude.
But your original question was, do I
wish I was watching that game.
Do I do
24-24.
Bro.
Oh my bad, I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm at work. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
The original question was, do black people stick together?
Yeah.
And I think in smaller groups, yeah.
Smaller groups?
In smaller groups, yeah.
Let's
but
back it up too.
in the masses, in terms of a large group, nah. And I even see it, bro. I can think of example after example.
I'll give you an example. Reparations. How you feel about it?
That's a loaded question.
No. It's just, do you think we should get it or not? It ain't loaded.
So I think when I
the answer is yes.
The shit should be like yes, like you know what I'm saying. To me, that's what black folks should be on. Like yes, nigga, like this shit is old to us. I don't give a fuck how far back. This shit is old to us. Not like like nigga, you got away with that. No, you owe us. It's not us begging you to give us no money. It's none of that shit. It's still owed to us. Come up with, you can spend trillions upon trillions on wars. You had all this money that you're giving away throwing stimulus, but yet when it come down to black people, you know what I'm saying, from America, or the United States, let me be specific, y'all got to come up with all this type of studies. Niggas got to do studies and all this other shit. But when the Afghans came over, we're gonna give you some money. The people that was down in the border here, we supposed to give y'all $4 million a piece. Nigga, give me my motherfucking chop and stop playing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see why black people is like, oh no, nigga, we need to put on our bootstraps. And how can y'all go for that? Nigga, you owe me that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's old.
Bootstraps, you ain't got no boots.
Right, I ain't got no boots. Give me my money so I can buy some fucking boots.
That's a fact.
On the regard of them giving other cultures of people money for the things that happened in the past, then yes, I do agree that we should also get reparations. On the flip side, I also think about how the black community is a $1 trillion a year spending community, but we don't own anything.
That has nothing to do with what I spend my money on.
That has everything to do with
what
we're talking about.
No, it doesn't, because you still owe me money regardless of what I'm spending my money on. That's like me, you know what I'm saying? I owe you some money, but I ain't gonna give it to you because I know that you're not gonna do good with that money. I know you're gonna buy a bag of crack with your money. You know what I'm saying? So I know I had to say crack, man. You know what I'm saying? But I know that you're gonna buy a bag of crack with your money. Not you, but you. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetical you. Yeah. So and until you start doing better, I'm just gonna hold your money. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a.
I'm gonna tell you when I give your money.
Right, I'm gonna tell you when I give your money.
Tell you when I feel like it.
And what's the difference in them not giving you the money, right, and retaining it for themselves, and them giving you the money and you give it back to them anyway, but through retail stores? Because
but let that be my choice. At the end of the day, it still should be my choice. So if I get whatever extra dollars that's allowed to me, then I can still do whatever I can for my family. I can't speak for every other black person. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for every other black people on what they gonna do. Some niggas might spend on a bag of crack. Some niggas might buy a Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm gonna buy a Cadillac, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some others. I'm gonna do some shit that's gonna benefit the family. You know what I'm saying? So the government or whoever's in charge or just whoever, you can't tell me like, oh no, like I don't believe in that logic. Like, look, if anything, nigga, we help stimulate the economy. At the very least, we still help stimulate the economy. So never mind what the fuck I'm doing with the bread. You gonna get it back, so what's the problem?
So just give it to us.
Just give it to us.
You know what I think about when I think about two things when I hear that. I think about Evanston, Illinois, and I have the article saved in my phone, but I still haven't made it through it. But Evanston, Illinois, they started giving out reparations, right?
They gave that to people who were redlined.
I don't know the full story, so you teaching me that. But what I do know about the story is instead of giving people the amount of money that was owed to them in their pocket instead of putting it in their bank account, they knocked that amount off of their mortgage.
No, give me bread. When what happened is I'm saying give me bread.
That's part one. That's part one.
But when you had black people working as slaves, they were making money. They got bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give me motherfucking money. Don't knock shit off. Don't give me don't send me to college for free type shit. You see what I'm saying? Give me the fucking money. I can pay for the college if I decide to do that. Or I can go to trade school and pay for that. No, I don't need you to start knocking shit off.
But aren't they still giving you that amount of
If you
money?
can do that, then give me the money. I don't understand what's the problem with just giving me the check? Because you're afraid that I might hold some. You just said I might invest some. You're afraid I might come together as a group and be a co-op and have a community and we start investing in things. That becomes the problem. That becomes the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're not, hey, nigga, I can't give you the money. Like, you know, I can knock off your school. I can knock off some of the student loan debt you got, nigga, which is already a scam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is already a scam. What the fuck is we doing?
But is it not the same thing though? Because and this is what I'm saying. Because it's really the difference is giving the money up front or giving it to you at the end of the deal. Because there's still, even if they automatically knock, let's say you owe $300,000 on your house, and they knock it down to $200,000. That's still $100,000 that you're saving. You know what I mean?
No, just I mean, I hear what you're saying, but give me my bread. Can you pay for some shit? Say for instance, okay, you had a car, $30,000. They knocked off $12,000, right?
Okay. I know what you did.
Right?
You see what he did?
They knocked off $12,000, but something comes up where you need $12,000, right? You can't go spend none of that. They didn't help you. You still owe, you know what I'm saying? There's things that you still paying on that car note. You still need the money. Like I can't pay people by shit being knocked off my loans. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't pay
because you're saving whatever they knock off.
I have to be in position to save. I'm not in position just because that's over the course of a long. You've saved enough for me. You saved for 400, 200 years. Give me my motherfucking check. It's that simple. Like how you this
with
is
interest.
Yeah, with interest, exactly.
Go ahead.
Oh, so my thought is, right, we was all talking about those black people, and I'm on the line of like Jay every day. Because it's like yes and no. Because I can't say no completely that we don't stick together because everybody I'm around, and then I equate this to like we always say, you show me a person, I'll tell you his future by who he hang around. It goes by that. Because I'm gonna associate with myself. I'm not gonna associate with myself who I know cannot stick together, who cannot hold water, who cannot teach me something like that. I'm not gonna stick by that person. I'm gonna go stick by the dudes who motivate me to do better, who look at me to do better, who ask me for information, who do this and stuff for me. So that we is gonna stick together. You feel me? So I can't. So people always say no, they don't stick together. I'm like, I don't know about your circle, but the people I hang around, the people I'm around, like 90% of my days and all this stuff, we stick together. We throw each other information all the time. It don't cost us nothing. We got an investment group chat, bro. And what I say, hey, I don't know, I can't give you the money to invest in this. I'm do the research, but I'm gonna throw some of the money in there. I've been throwing money in this every so often. Yeah. I didn't just say hold that for myself. Why would I told you I don't want to be the only person rich. Because when you're the only person rich in your thing, now I gotta get new friends and get rich friends. I don't want new rich friends. I want y'all to be my rich friends. You feel me? Yeah. So in that case, I can't say yes and no. Yeah, we do stick together on certain things, but then you gotta look at who you're around. If you're not sticking together, you gotta look at who you're around. And you gotta, get your circle to reflect on what you want to be and how you want to be perceived. So we are gonna stick together because that's what kind of circle I have.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's how I come.
How big is your circle? Like a rough estimate of the amount of people. Now, mind you,
about 10 or 12.
It's levels of circles. For
yeah, and that he's 100% true. Now, when you say how big is your circle, because, bro, I don't care what you say. If you show me a dude, a female or a male, that has 15 to goddamn 20 people who they says in their inner circle, nigga, you don't got no friends. Because you can't sit up there and tell me that you trust 15 to 20 fucking people like that. I don't care what you say. I don't care how long you knew them. Them 15 to 20 people, you cannot trust every last one of them.
Right. And that's what I think about when I say in smaller amounts and smaller groups. Yeah, black people stick together.
But that's what I was just gonna say. I won't want to use the thing that I said I didn't want to use. But that's what everybody does. That's what just a human thing in general. I don't care what color, because you got some people that's got a circle of black and white people mixed, and they trust each other and they look out for each other. It's just about who all you feel comfortable with and all that stuff too, though. Yeah. Who's been through the mud with you? Who's went through things with you? Who you seen like I didn't say I trust this person, but we done been through some stuff, so I seen that I can trust this person. I didn't just say, oh, I can trust him. Nigga, we walked through the fire together, so I know he right by my side the whole way. Trust.
Would you say, like, so we work for this particular company, right?
Facts, yeah.
And then the ops would be like, right? And then, right? And then
just say another company.
No, but I have to use them. I still didn't specify what company I work for, but those would be the ops, right? So, but anytime, let's say that company would talk bad about your company, you're not finna sit up there and let it ride.
No, bro.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
So I only do international, B. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Y'all semi-ass Americans, B.
See, we're going in already. You know what I'm saying? Might try to talk green.
That's always in the red. But y'all gonna go out of business if y'all had the United States behind.
There you go. So again, I mean, we stick together in our own, but that shows you like I could work for whatever company I work for. Then you could work for UPS or you could work for the post office. You know, we all black, but
work for Pace.
We all have our. We're all gonna have our own individual things that we're looking for. You know, but I think we also need to be looking for the greater good as for the black people. We all still should have something in common, a common goal that we really should be striving for.
Yeah, and then to go back to do black people stick together? We can go back and we can talk about this for hours because it all is what you taught to. Because I ain't gonna say I wasn't taught to stick together. I wasn't taught to not stick together. As I got older and as I started learning more and more and more about who I associate myself with, who I hang around, what I want to be, what I want to do this, I started seeing that like, yeah, we do need to stick together. And I wasn't taught that. It's all about what you're taught to. So some other cultures are taught that from the get-go, and that's why they stick together. They're not trying to be like, and then like with a lot of black people too, where you get wrong at is everybody want to be the leader. You can go right now, and we can all be there. you wouldn't know who be the leader. Because sometimes they everyday lead. He know more about this than we do. Sometimes Spaces lead. Spaces know more about this shit than we do. Sometimes I may lead because I know what I'm talking about on this thing too. It's not that, oh, I can pinpoint him, he's just the leader. No, we're all leaders in our own all right. And then you got some of the person who always talking about I'm the leader, you know they ain't the leader. Because the leader never say he's a leader. He just leads.
You know what I was thinking about while you were talking? I was thinking about back in old days, right? Like, let's just say about 50, 60 years ago, right?
It is all.
But I'm thinking about back in those days, there was a community, right? Think about the movie, what is it, Crooklyn, right? Maybe it was Crooklyn.
That was the 70s.
So back in those times, you had the whole block was basically black owned, right?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to completely interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I feel like what you talking about was the golden line when we was getting that shit together. But what happened right after that?
Yeah,
Crack. Bro, it was there. It was there to break up the community. Yeah. Us at our generation right now, we're rebuilding that. Damn. So what you think? If history is bound to repeat itself, another fucking drug. I ain't no conspiracy theories. This is the first time I ever said it or heard this, but I don't think so. I think we're smarter than that now. Yeah. But crack happened immediately after that, where there was a community, where everything in your community was black. The barbershop, to the gas station, to the mom and pop shop, and they lived upstairs from it. All that was black, but then crack happened. So and we all know the CIA did that. They admitted to it. You know what I'm saying? It's paperwork. You know what I'm saying? That it was there, injected into the community on purpose. This ain't no crazy talk. You can look this up easy. Facts. Yeah, right? Yeah. And it was there to destroy the black community. Now I ain't gonna sit here and say, oh, just for the black people. No, it was there though. You know what I'm saying? They knew the effects that it had. They brought it to the community on purpose to get what they want. Basically, honestly, it was to buy the property. Because that's what happened. All the responsible people had all the brick houses, the townhouse, all that stuff. So what happened? The family on crack. All you need is one. Start stealing. Yeah. You start stealing. Start killing. Yeah. What are you talking about? And then you close to crack. I'm taking you to jail. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 5 times you going to jail. 5 times longer than a motherfucker with cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was systematically done that way. So, like, I hate for you to go down the road of talking about the 70s and how it was. Yeah, it was true. It was good for a reason. We built that. But then it was also broken down by a whole government. Yeah.
I think with the crack thing, it was that was the final blow. No pun intended. Like, it was. I think with the crack, because before you hit Vietnam, right? So Vietnam was into the 60s, right? So you came out of the the civil rights era, or you ended in the civil rights era or whatever. So then, that was when black people was at their strongest. You had your fathers in the crib and so on and so forth, right? So black people really building and stuff together. And then you had the Vietnam War go on. Then you had after Vietnam, then you had a lot of those car manufacturers and stuff like steel mills and things like that. You had those closing down because a lot of times, a lot of black people, we were the fastest rising middle class, right? So black people we were known to buy really nice things. You know what I'm saying? Black people just wanted really nice things. So we were the fastest middle class. So when they took away those steel mill jobs and took away the steel and the automotive industry and they started shipping those things overseas, right? So then you needed welfare to come in. And then once welfare came in,
can't have no motherfucking father in the crib.
You can't have the father in the crib. Yeah. So you had to kick that father out. So then, to me, again, with the ending blow, no pun intended, was that crack. Now we're going to empty this crack in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because black people always had, like, drugs in the neighborhood. We had heroin, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And that wreaked havoc. But once the crack came in, it was just
so cheap.
It was so cheap.
And then you get strung on that shit for real.
It was over with.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't necessarily speaking on what destroyed the black community. I was just speaking more so on the level of sticking together.
Community.
Right. Community. Right. Because at that time, That's what that community, right?
Yeah.
And in order for that to happen, it had to be people. We had to have a collective mindset, right? And that's speaking for an entire neighborhood. But he just said his investment group is 10 people large. It takes more than just 10 people to run the whole community.
But you got to get that started first, though. But we got to look at this too. Everybody's not going to get along, bro. And I know back then in the day, all of them didn't get along, but they didn't try to sabotage each other neither, though.
I agree with that. That's how you're gonna. That's one thing I can say about like white people. They could beef all day,
But
when
they
it
not
comes
gonna
down
do
to
that.
when it comes down to getting this money or linking up on who we should be going against, they can definitely do that. They can put all that extra shit to the side.
And that's what I'm saying.
Get that done, and then now we back on business. So you know what I'm saying? I'm back on your ass.
But that's what I said about when he mentioned the investment group. You can't trust all them people. So when it's time, like you said, to get on code, all right, bro, I know I don't like you and I don't trust you, but we need to get this done. This agenda that we need to get done. And once we get that, it's fuck you again. And I'm back over here. And fuck you, though. But come back, we cool now. We good. Still touch you. We good for this. But when we go back over there, fuck you again.
It sound. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I agree with that particular mindset. But what it sounds like you're kind of contradicting yourself, because in order to have a community like what we had before crack hit the black community, you have to have more than just 10 people to come together and try to get something accomplished.
But you're gonna have 10 people over here. You're going to have them 10 people over there doing their thing. You're going to have them 10 people over there doing their thing. We still trying to make all this look together, but we still got pockets of 10 people everywhere. But we still got a code about ourselves.
Hold on. How large did it start? How large was the investment group start? How many people was the original people?
Didn't you put it together?
Yeah, I just put it. It's like 10 of us. I just did this because I've been on. If people heard our previous podcast, I'd be heavy on investing now.
Yeah.
If I don't have that much money to invest, but I'm gonna invest every little dollar, every extra little bit I can. So we have to start somewhere. I didn't just start my investment account with a couple $1,000s. I had to start it with $100 here, $200 here. So we had to start with a couple people. Maybe I might add some more people and get another little investment group. And you just do it from there. You just can't start some stuff from.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I'm just not learning this stuff too, and I'm still not as far as I should be anyway. Yeah. So I can't teach you about anything. I can give you all the people I've learned from and I got. I
absolutely
did what I did from. But like you say, you can't just start like I can't just go down the street and be like, oh, you want to invest? We're gonna buy up this whole block. Oh, you want to invest? Every black person I walk in, people look at you like you're crazy and you're stupid. I don't know you enough to put my money with you and to invest in this. So you have to start with us three. Us three, we trust each other. We got this done. Okay, we bring a couple more three. Okay, them couple more three, but then Jay every day might have some people on the side of his friends. Mm-hmm. He might go with that group and start that group too, but he's still in this group. He might start the other block down the street with that group though. And then Jay every day, his other friends got somebody in that group that they other friends, and they keep doing that. But we're still on one accord, and we're still on one code. We're still trying to get one little thing going together. That don't mean that we're against each other. As long as we're not against each other, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's not saying that this shit's gonna happen in our lifetime either. You know what I'm
gotta
saying? You gotta start somewhere.
Yes.
Things don't, as they say, they didn't build Rome overnight, and
brick by brick.
Right, it's brick by brick. So you're gonna have to. It's not just starting with us. Then we got to teach our children. Yep. And you know what I'm saying? It goes on from there. Mm-hmm. And that's how you start building. It's just not going to be no overnight thing. Yeah. I mean, we definitely building from the ground up.
But you know what also as well, too? We got to quit pushing our kids to it. We're going to teach them, quit pushing them to be some entertainers and around here just entertaining the motherfucker. We got to get our kids of trying to build some shit. Let's be some firefighters. Let's be some police officers. Let's be some construction workers. Let's be some truck drivers. Let's be some
pipe fitters.
Let's be some
masonry.
Pipe layers. Let's be some plumbers. Let's be some construction workers. Let's be all this stuff that we can build community. Carpenters, build cribs, architects, all this type of shit. Why do we always have to go to goddamn it singing and dancing? Or entertaining this motherfucker?
Because that's what society is pushing.
Yeah.
I mean, the greatest society is pushing for us.
Yeah.
But what you were saying about different groups all working together for doing different things, but all working together for one purpose.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
By the way, let me clarify that. I'm not disagreeing because I agree. Okay. It has to start small, and everything starts small, and then it grows bigger and bigger, right?
But what?
But that's not what we teach each other, though.
What you mean that's not what we teach each other?
That's not what you were saying. Like you were saying earlier about being taught to stick together as black people.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't taught that either.
No.
Not to have a mindset of community amongst black people. But what I did hear, like for instance, I'm a little kid, younger. They teach us things. We are taught things that we take those same philosophies that are taught to us into different aspects of life. For instance, when I would go to work, right, and then I would go, something would happen at work. I go tell my parents about the situation. My parents say, "Well, you only go to work for your payday and your off day." But guess what? Guess what though, right? Right? And that may be true. You only go to work for your payday and your off day, right? But guess what? Where do we meet?
At work.
But
So you see what I'm saying? So
but that's the older way of thinking, though. A lot of things that we do think about and we do right now today, we need to be reprogrammed. A lot of that shit, like the no snitching rule in the hood. All this want to be tough and want to be gangster. All this, it's only like a couple ways you can get out of the hood. Entertainment or playing basketball or sports. That's not all true. It's you got to have a lot of money to save. That ain't true neither. I mean, a lot of money to invest. I'm sorry. A lot of money to invest. A lot of things that we was taught as kids and our mothers taught us, it's not all true.
yeah,
That's why I teach my kid right now. It's like, bro, me and your mother are going to teach you a lot of things. But as you get older, what you said? Cause I said, bro.
Yeah.
I always talk to my son like that. I talk to him like he's my friend, but he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
He knows what's happening. I'll fuck him up. So I always teach him that. Me, your mama, your grandma, whoever's teaching you, we might teach you a certain way. But it's up to you to find out the way that you want to live your life. You want your morals and stuff to go. So we might teach you something. You might come to us, as long as you ain't disrespectful with it, like mom and dad, grandma and granddad. I don't think that's true. This, and this, and third. You can have your own opinion. You don't have to go with strictly what we said, because our mothers taught us stuff that we like, that shit wasn't true.
yeah. Like
I can give you one key right now. Sitting too close to the TV, you're going to go blind. That shit ain't true.
like
Wait, how you know you ain't blind yet? You
No,
saying?
and plus the study show, you go Google that shit. It's just, what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that even our grandparents taught us that wasn't true. But it's all we gotta learn. You learn and you evolve. And I don't blame our parents and their parents for none of that stuff, because they did the best what they had. They did the best they could with what they had.
Absolutely.
So I don't fault them for nothing. I don't see that they did. No, they did the best they could with what they had. And it's up to us to take it to the next level. It's up to our kids to take it to the level after that. It's up to our grandkids to take it to another level after that. Because by the time they come around, we're going to be dead and gone. These motherfuckers going to be flying everywhere in cars.
okay.
I got one.
That's
too.
already that's a real thing right now though.
What?
Flying cars.
Yeah,
I'll
I ain't
send you
seen
an
one
article.
Well, they
I'll
need
send
to
you an
get
article.
these roads together. Fuck them.
Oh, but we don't need the road.
They say
We need
forget
the
the
road.
road.
We need the road. We got air.
You're gonna have to land somewhere.
But shit, we just landing.
Huh?
We just landing. Landing and taking off? We just need something solid.
It travels like hundreds of miles. I forget, like 150 miles.
With an hour?
Well, they not.
150 miles
Well, they've been telling that shit since the
Bro,
Jetsons.
I
boy.
seen it.
And they said,
You probably see. I'm sure
seen
you
the
see.
article.
You see a lot of shit, but the shit ain't happening. Right now, they still building on 294. It's taking them forever. They ain't doing no fucking cars.
Boy, I think I was one of Moore's. That's when I was in 6th, 7th grade, bro.
Yeah.
you ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? They always
20 years.
Never mind them flying cars. These niggas can't get nothing right now. I got one though.
I got one too.
Go ahead. No, all right. So I was gonna say like something that I grew up because I went to church, right? And so something that it was misunderstood that that the pastor teach that after a while I was like, man, something's off about this. All right. So that's tithing, right? And so tithing is where if you hear the pastor says you're supposed to get 10% of your income, right?
To the pastor.
What?
Right. Well, this
Never
is.
understood this shit either.
But I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because as a child, you just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, because that's what they said. So
Right, they say what they right.
They
So
said, I'm going.
after a while, like after I got into my 20s, I started really thinking about this. Like this is not, because I always felt like I always had a job or something, but it's like I never could get ahead. Like I needed that extra. I needed that 10%. So I'm like, bro, let me just open up this Bible, and that's what they say. Like a lot of times, people don't read things for themselves.
Yeah.
At no point in the Bible that it said that you should be giving 10% to the church. No point.
I went through the scriptures. I said, boy, don't even say nothing about it. That was for the Pharisees and the people, the hypocrites, and so on and so forth. That was for them to do that, not for you.
Yeah.
So
you gonna get all your titles back, like, bro?
no, you know what? No. For me, I gave with a cheerful heart. I just gave. You know what I'm saying? So what?
A couple dollars.
Right. So that's how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to give with a cheerful heart. But when you feel like you're giving and something like bad would happen, like damn, I caught a flat tire. That's because I forgot.
To pay my
That's because I ain't paying my time. And that's why. And that's how I was feeling. Yeah. So I'm like, bro, this can't be the way. You know what I'm saying? God designed that thing. You know what I'm saying? So I went through the Bible and I was like, bro, this has nothing. Tithing has nothing to do with what y'all was even talking about. So then, if you're a pastor and you're spreading that type of message around, now I got to question everything else you talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because you should already know that. You should already be looking into the Bible and being like, you know what? Instead of just telling people the truth. What the Bible say, give with a cheerful heart. You know what I'm saying?
So now you from Baltimore? You.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I do know somebody from Baltimore. You. But you, I mean, again, so that's just my story. You know what I mean? Like everything that you're taught don't necessarily mean it's the truth.
That's a rabbit hole right there.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's why I say that's why our parents did the best what they could with what they had. Yeah. And everything that they taught us was not true. And we're trying to unlearn some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to teach our kids to really basically think for yourself. Don't follow the crowd. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Yeah. And I tell me and my son and my fiance, we get into it kind of like all the time. Shut up, man.
You said it.
So we get into it all the time about that because mothers always try to influence kids to do something their way. And I'm like, okay, prime example. We're going to lift my son to bed. So me and his mom over there looking because we need a new bed rail, a new bed football head. So we go over here, but shut up, man. So I'm like, okay, let him just go over there with the dude. We still see them. They right there in the thing. There's cameras all over there. So, and then I'm I don't want to go violent, but you do something my son.
I know how you're going violent of a face mask. This nigga talking about why don't take the that's the go ahead.
So they over there doing the bed. So he find the bed that he want. We come back over there. She come and she sit on the bed. Somebody, this look hard. I said, what the fuck are you doing? He picked the bed. I don't want to be here no more. That's what he picked. Now you talking about no, ain't no you like that bed? That's what you get. But the mother come over there and influence that shit and change some shit all the way around.
That's facts.
Instead of just letting him pick what he wants to pick.
That's facts.
And that's what all mothers do. All mothers try to influence shit that you like. You and him, y'all two different people. So why? Because you like it, so he like it. He love this bed. But you think it's this way, and you don't have to sleep in it. You want to sleep with him, or you sleep with me?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm just saying about mothers and parents. They influence everything. You got to let your children make their decision for themselves. And I understand, let them make the decision, but also in their best interest. Like if you make a decision like, I don't think that one was no, we can't do that one. You got to go with my decision now because I don't think that's perfect. You can't go out to that party. I don't think it's a bad look tonight. Right. No. Right. You ain't going to that. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Okay. Like we still got to make them aware and teach them, but we also got to let them make some decisions for themselves. And that's how we're going to get them and warp their mind, let them go their way. You got to let them find their way.
No doubt.
We'll close on this one. The one thing.
Damn, that's what we're talking about, bro.
We're past 50 minutes right now.
Oh, for real? Damn, that shit took that long?
Yeah.
That was a rabbit hole question. We can
still
still go. We can still go about 2 hours, man.
Yeah.
Because it can go into so many other things of what we was taught and go way back, and it's all because we wasn't taught.
Yeah, he had started. He mentioned a rabbit hole.
He put on his bow tie, boy. He went back to the days, boy. Y'all don't know Jay every day, boy. When he was on that, boy, he put on that black bow tie. Eating them bean pies, boy, out there. You don't remember them days,
no pork, no swine on my fork. You hear me?
But he went back to the days, boy.
Hey, boy, to the east, boy. You hear me?
I remember them days. That's how you can tell how far we go back. I remember you in them days.
Yeah.
He put me on a lot of stuff with that stuff. Yeah. But go ahead.
I'm saying he
coming around here with his beanie on, boy, bow tie.
He mentioned another rabbit hole with the tithing thing too. I want to.
But anyway, we can talk off camera about that.
Yeah. But one thing that ties more into what I was saying about mindsets that we're taught that we take into everyday life.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
We had a podcast on that, and it's like that's a give and a take, because you do have to mind your business to a certain extent, but you do also be kind and courteous to helping other people out. So it's like, if
now that's the part that we're not taught though. The second part that you said, but
okay,
also
you be courteous to other people, because it's like if you see a man if you see a man come up and slap a woman on the ass, is you gonna automatically jump in that? Because you don't know if that's his wife, his mistress, his girlfriend, whatever.
That ain't my business.
See, but that's what I'm saying. See, but it's certain things that you do have to mind your business on. But it's also like, if you see an old lady struggling to get up or fell down, is you gonna still mind your business?
I help her out. That's an old lady, man.
But if it's one of them hoes,
one of them hoes, boy, where you pimp at? Let that nigga help you out. I ain't gonna be able to help you.
But it's a thin, that is like a thin line to mind your business for. Because you gotta have the wherewithal to know when to mind your business, and when to be considerate and have compassion for other people, as well.
No, I get
So right. you gotta find it's a fine line. It's a nice fine line because you couldn't.
Even if one of the hoes I'm walking and one of the hoes happen to fall, I'll pick the hoe up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody falling and shit. Like, I ain't gonna laugh. I'm not one of them people that laugh at people falling and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even when my man Maul, he fell. I was just getting there. And my man laughing. I'm like, nigga, you all right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit up there and be laughing. Like,
that shit was hilarious.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Hilarious. My man's the breadwinner of the family. He hurt himself. This shit ain't funny. Yeah, I mean, for him, it's funny.
That shit, I laughed hard, but I couldn't stop laughing, bro.
But, yeah, man.
But yeah, that mind your business one, that's a tough one. Because I tell my son kind of that right now. Yeah. But it's like, do I keep teaching him that? But it's like, and then like, some of these teenagers nowadays, I know we just laugh, but some of these teenagers and some of these young kids now don't have the common sense to like know the difference between this and the difference
common
between
sense. I don't think common sense is a real thing, bro. Straight
what
up.
You mean?
In most cases, I don't think it's a
real
thing.
Look at Mom like, boy, I got common sense. What you mean?
37 years in a row.
He saying he first ballot All-American in this
bitch. Common sense, that's what I got. So I'm here right now.
Common sense is not common. I think common sense is perspective. Because what you would... you look at, let's say a situation is right here. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the situation I walk into the situation like this, and you walk into the situation from this angle. What you would deem was a common sense to someone, what should have been common sense to happen in that situation, mm-hmm. can be in direct conflict, in opposition to what I think was common sense and how it should have been handled.
Okay, I got one for you. I go to the bathroom right now, and I just leave the door open and I start peeing. Is that not common sense to close the goddamn door behind you if you use the bathroom?
In somebody else's house?
No, in my house too. Why wouldn't I? I got my son and stuff walking around and all that stuff. Or I can have somebody over or anything like that. Even though I know this is my house, why wouldn't you close the door behind you? That's common sense to know to close the door behind you. Right or wrong?
Yes. It could also be a natural reaction too.
I say no. I know kids who don't close the door. And I'd be like, bro, close the door.
They don't have a common sense. They really don't.
They haven't been taught.
Right. Got to be taught. Common sense should be innate.
You see what I'm saying? Common sense means like you should.
There are situations where I feel like there's times like, damn, nigga, you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? I think.
You got to be taught, bro. Yeah. It's all about how you raise, man.
Yeah.
You are a sum of what you've been taught, what you've seen, and what you experienced.
Yeah.
Bro, if the kids go their whole life not closing the bathroom and don't nobody correct them, they think it's the right way.
Okay.
So you have to be taught to do certain. Common sense should be innate. There's very little things that could be considered common sense. Okay. And it's a community thing, not to jump back to community, but it's a community consensus of what common sense would look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, common sense within your community. You know what I mean? I mean, like, there was one guy at this job, right? So the dude he's getting some cake. The cake falls on the floor. He picks up the cake with his hands and he starts eating it.
This happened at work?
Yeah, this happened at work.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Is that common sense?
Is that common sense? Like,
or what is that?
Don't eat that. Like, you know, to me,
is that culture?
No, because everybody else was like, ugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was other cultures there, so that's like, ugh. Like, why are you doing it? That's nasty. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's maybe the nigga just nasty. I don't know. Maybe he hadn't been taught not. Maybe they do that shit.
Right. Maybe it was common sense to him to just eat it. Straight up.
The food.
Straight up. And that's what I'm saying. Like when you come from no, Phil, I'm serious because when you come from a family where you don't have food.
It was sometimes when shit was, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say we didn't have no food, but shit was a little light. Well, we not at the crib, fam. We're not at the shit. Didn't just fall on the floor at the crib. This fell at the floor at the job. Nigga, you're grown. You're about 30.
We walk through that all day.
We walking through there.
Shoes.
Vehicles is through there, and you eat that. And it's cake.
We do, but we walk through shit. We walk through snow.
And it's cake, like shit stick to cake. It wasn't like nothing hard and nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was this is cake, fam. Like with icing.
Yeah. So that's why I say common sense is perspective, and it had, like Will said, it has to be taught.
Yeah, but common sense ain't so common.
Yeah, man, I'm good. Y'all good?
I'm cool.
Hey man, this was a filling conversation. Man, I wish I could have been in the barbershop too. They was talking about a lot of wild shit. They was going back and forth of who was for Trump and who was for Biden and all this shit, man. That shit was
that's tough.
Ain't for neither.
No, but when I looked at them both and say, nigga, you know both of them don't give a fuck about us, know what you cut out? You know, man, when don't know politics really give a fuck about us.
No.
It's just they just want our vote, so you just gotta vote their ass out or vote their ass out.
They just like Councilman Tate got that in power. And y'all didn't see this next episode, boy. This is a grimy motherfucker.
I'm watching it when I get home today.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna watch it too after I get through with my little. We're gonna watch the game and.
Cause I personally don't watch much TV. A lot of my shit is like YouTube videos.
Yeah,
when I'm into a TV show, like I wish the episode last night and the past episode was so good. Like I wish it was just another episode. Like
clear all this shit up.
Yeah, just clear it all up. Like they should have just dropped all three of them. So now I gotta wait for one more episode. And I still.
I thought that was the season final.
It can't be.
No, they in the middle too much.
You want me to know how it is? Because Force for to come on. Force come on February 5th.
Force do come on, but I'm like...
they stop. They don't run them in 50 don't run them his two shows in between each other. It just be one show on Power.
Right, but they normally had 10 episodes. This is the 9th one.
I thought that was number 10.
I thought this was I think it was 9.
Yeah, this one's
so it's probably one more?
Yeah, it has to be one more.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm just saying if it end like that, that's total cliffhanger. Like it's a lot of just murders that's just unsolved right now. Like what's going on?
Okay, I gotta really watch it. Come on, who got the mesh?
I'll get the mesh today, man. It's real simple. It's real easy. This is more so specifically for us black people, man. Can we just cultivate a sense of community to each other, please? Like just like what we've been saying in this conversation, we just need to. We may not our specific goals, our specific processes, and how we go through life do not have to be the same. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, again, we are the only community in the U.S. in particular who don't own anything. I'm talking about on a community level.
Less than 1%.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get a little Africa going or some shit.
Huh?
Let's get a little Africa going.
There's a.
Niggas don't want a little Africa. Dr. Claude Anderson already tried.
Oh yeah, we fucking up his match. We bad. My bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad.
He told us about that too. In our meeting, in our work meeting.
He said, "Stop fucking up my mess." Spaces be cussing, boy. He's trying to act like. He said he pulled us to the side, niggas. I want y'all to stop fucking up my mess. You know, Spaces act like he all holier than that. That's why he got his little thing turban on up there. He prays to the east too, goddamn. Go ahead.
No, man. I just really desperately want to see a black community own some stuff, man. Yeah. We're $1 trillion a year spending people, but we don't own one whole block. You know what I mean? So can we just please cultivate a sense of community towards each other?
I can smoke a bag of that too. I've been smoking about a bag shopping on this episode. Yeah, I know.
Right. This has been another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. Wear your crown, build your legacy, kings. It's your man Spaces.
Sound man Dave.
It's Jay every day.
This your boy Mal. Meeting the John.